Today's video, the 5 most comfortable Adidas shoes for all day wears when I'm out and about running around. At the end of the video, I will list them from 1 to 5 for the ones that I think are the most comfortable. Keep in mind, if it did make today's video, it is a very, very comfortable shoe and I would highly recommend. Now, if you are interested in picking up any of the shoes in today's video, I will leave affiliate links in the description below. Be sure to check them out. Now, the first one that honestly I had never tried before, and that is of course the Adidas Ultra 4D. Now, I think as sneakerheads or just sneaker enthusiasts, we are probably very, very familiar with Boost. Most likely you've had an Adidas sneaker that does come equipped with Boost. Now, this one is a bit different. Now, the thing that makes the Adidas 4D so different is this is actually a 3D printed midsole. And on this Adidas 4D, we do get the, of course, famous Adidas Prime Knit upper. If you love the Ultraboost 1.0 uppers, then you're gonna love these. And the 4D midsole, which is of course 3D printed, is gonna give a bit different feel from Boost, which we will talk about that at the end of the video. And the great thing about this model with Adidas, they are constantly pushing out new colorways. So if you're a big fan of this colorway or just want to check out new colorways that are coming out, be sure to check the link in the description below. They are constantly coming out with new different styles and colors. When it comes to sizing, the Adidas Ultra 4D does fit true to size. If you've never had a pair of Adidas Ultraboost 1.0s or perhaps this 4D, we get this Prime Knit upper here. It does hug your foot just like a sock, but it is very, very stretchy. If I stick my hand in here, you can see how, you know, there's tons and tons of give there. So for me, I love how these fit true to size. Some people do go up half a size if you're not a big fan of, you know, that sock-like feel. But I think true to size is the way to go. Now, second up for our top 5 most comfortable sneakers, which this is no particular order. We're just running through the 5 right now. This is, of course, the Adidas Ultraboost Light. Now, this model is specifically made for running, and hence kind of the bright colorway that we get here, and also the thicker reinforcement for the boost that we get in the heel. So when you're coming down as a runner, of course, on your heel, that's going to give great protection, great shock absorption. And the most important detail is for a size 9, just for reference, these come in at 10.5 ounces. So if you're a runner, that is super, super light. But also for casual wear, these sneakers are very, very comfortable. When it comes to sizing, the Adidas Ultraboost Light does fit true to size. When we compare the Prime Knit upper that we get here on the Light versus the 4D and also the 1.0s, which we're going to get to those, it is a bit bigger. It is super stretchy, just like all the Prime Knit uppers that we get on all these Adidas sneakers. So definitely 1000% would go true to size for the Ultraboost Light. Now, moving on to the third pair that we're going to be talking about in today is of course a slide. Now, the Adidas Adilette 22 slide is super comfy and is definitely a great alternative to a pair of sneakers if you just need something to slip on. This bio-based EVA foam gives lots of cushion when you're walking around, and I'm a huge fan of how the Adilette slide here hugs and cradles your foot. You have that slight indentation there where your foot will just rest in there and it'll hug it nicely. When it comes to sizing for these, would recommend true to size. Now, moving back into sneakers, we have the famous Adidas Ultraboost 1.0. Now, this pair is a famous classic when it comes to streetwear, fashion, and also runners. This is one of the best selling shoes year after year, and really simply, it needs no introduction. Now, to give a quick comparison to the Ultraboost 1.0 to the 4D there, as you can tell, the Prime Knit uppers are pretty much identical. The only difference that we do have in the pair is, of course, on the 4D, this is a 3D printed midsole, and here we have the Ultraboost midsole. So just like we talked about for the 4Ds, I would recommend true to size for the Ultraboost 1.0. The toe area is pretty tight there, but like I said, for the 4Ds, I like that sock-like feeling. If you're not a big fan of that, you could go up half a size, but I love true to size. And this triple black colorway is just super clean. I love it, and man, these things are so comfy. Now, moving to the last pair of sneakers that we're gonna be talking about in today's video, and then we're about to do a top 5 from 5 to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1, but this is of course the Adidas NMD R1. Now on the Adidas NMD R1, just like on the Ultraboost 1.0, we get a boost midsole. And from the looks of it, it would look like this is perhaps a prime knit upper, but this is actually a stretch knit upper, which is a bit different, and we're going to talk about it. How we mentioned with the Ultraboost 1.0, how some people size up half a size because around the toe area, it is pretty tight. On the NMD R1, if I hold these side by side, you can perhaps tell that on the NMD you have a bit more room for the knit uppers. This is of course the prime knit upper, and this is a stitch knit upper that we get on the NMD. So you do have a bit more room. So would highly recommend, definitely 1000% go true to size for the Adidas NMD. Now for this top 5 countdown, keep in mind that all 5 of these are extremely comfortable and none of them are a bad buy. I would highly recommend all of these, and if you are interested to any of them or in different colorways, be sure to check the links in the description. But coming in at number 5 is going to be the Ultraboost Light. And the reason why I put this one at the number 5 spot is this is specifically made for running. It doesn't mean that you can't rock them for casual use if you like the way they look, or perhaps maybe you'll even like this one more than what I put on number 1. But here we have more boost reinforcement when this is specifically made for runners. So when they're coming down on their heel, that boost there it is a little bit more stiff than what we're going to get on some of these other models, which we're going to talk about them. So that is why it's going to come in at number 5. But this is 1000% a very comfortable sneaker. It's just coming in at number 5 for today's video for top 5 most comfortable. Now coming in at number 4 is going to be the Adilette 22 slides. Really love how these hug and cradle your feet. The EVA foam that they're equipped with, that is partly recycled material, super comfy. The more that you wear these, they're even going to break in and get even softer over time. So these are really good, and you know that these other 3 sneakers are really comfortable when they beat a pair of slides. Now coming in at number 3 is going to be the Adidas Ultra 4D. Now this is of course pretty much the exact same upper. It is the exact same upper that we get on the Ultraboost 1.0, except the only difference here is this is of course a 3D printed midsole. Once again, this is a very comfortable sneaker. I was so surprised with how comfortable this 3D printed midsole, because like I said when I was unboxing these, you know, at the beginning there and showing them off, this was the first time that I've ever had the 3D printed midsole, and I was very shocked and surprised because I really loved this aesthetic and vibe that the 3D printed midsole gives off. It kind of gives a deconstructed vibe on top of the famous prime knit upper that we get. Really love these, and they're coming in at number 3. Now number 2, and honestly I thought, you know, prior to this video this was going to come in at number 1 because I've had these in the past. They've been an all-time favorite of mine, but it surprisingly beat out another pair. But it is of course the Adidas NMD R1. Now this is of course the famous Ultraboost midsole that we get here. Super soft. The biggest difference is the shape. Maybe perhaps you'll like the shape more of what we're going to put at number 1, but the knit upper, the stretch knit upper, you do have a bit more room in it. So if you don't like your sneakers too tight, then perhaps this NMD R1 is going to be a better suit for you. But I love NMDs. I've loved them for a long time. I rock them on a daily basis. But yeah, that's number 2 on today's countdown. And coming in at number 1 is of course the famous legendary Adidas Ultraboost 1.0. Now, just like we talked about for the NMD, we get the boost midsole, super comfy. Coming in at number 5 was the Ultraboost Light. These are both boost, but the fact that this one is stacked much thicker, it is a bit firmer than what you're gonna get on the 1.0. But if you are a runner, would highly recommend this shoe because this is going to be much lighter. It's going to have much more shock absorption in the heel. It's going to protect your feet. It's specifically made for runners, but like I said, you can rock those for casual use. But if you're looking for a casual sneaker and could even run in these, go to the gym in these, the Ultraboost 1.0, this is going to come in at number 1 for our top 5 most comfortable Adidas sneakers. But when it comes to all 5 of these, you absolutely cannot go wrong. Now, if you are interested to any of the products, I will link them down below, but let us know what you think about these 5. Do you think we got it right? Did we get it wrong perhaps? Let us know. We'd love to hear your feedback in the comments below, or any recommendations for future videos in the future. We're always trying to find some, you know, more comfortable stuff out there as, you know, companies continue to innovate. So thank you so much for tuning in to today's video, and we'll catch you in the very next episode of Sneaker Huddle.